Welcome back to Disabled and Prepping, and today I am going to take 3 pounds of asparagus and put it in some canning jars. So, for the first time this year, I will have a video of canning. I'm so excited. And this asparagus is going to be put away for this winter. That's why it's being canned. But I am trying to prep it so I can get more of it in the jars. So I'm going to take this box of canning jars, put it over here, and now that I know that that's going to fit in there, I need to cut all the pieces to that size. I have already, well, I guess I didn't. I thought I had destemmed all these, but I guess I did not. And now I'm currently trying to find a place to put the stems so I can use them for, here we go. We'll put it on this. We'll put it on this plate over here. So I'll put those stems that I break off of here. Sorry. My eye itches. And I hope my fan isn't corrupting my audio too much. I have to have it on. It's too warm in here. It's almost 90 outside, and even with the air conditioner, it's pushing 75, 80 in here, somewhere in there. So, to keep me from overheating, I need to keep the fan on, so hopefully my audio isn't too corrupted with it. So anyways, I'm going to cut this up, put them in the jars, and fill as many as I have a dozen here, so I'm hoping that it should fit in there, so that way I can have, and I'm going to set them down so I can kind of lay them in there, and then that way I can have asparagus for this winter, which I'm really excited for, because I had some not last winter, the year before, I had a bunch, I didn't have a bunch, I had like 3 or 4 canning jars, pints of it, and I really wanted to have more this year for the winter, so looks like I'm going to get ends off of all these, even though it's just because it doesn't fit in the jar. So, yeah, it's just one of those things that I'm trying to can up for this winter so that I have some, and I'm bringing you along for it because that's what I do. That's what I do. So I have a ton of asparagus. Well, not a ton. To me, it's a ton because I'm not usually don't usually have this much, but I'm glad I did. I grabbed one of my other farmers market ladies that I like her stand. I grabbed the last 3 pounds that she had, and she was like, "Are you sure? You know, because you don't usually get this much." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sure. That is what I'm doing." I said I'm getting it so I can can it up for this winter. And she's like, "Okay." She didn't have a problem. She was just like, "Wow, Heidi, you don't usually pick this much up at my stand at once." So I'll show you. I'm kind of stacking it in there like this. I know the backlighting isn't great, and I probably should have used my ring light to accompany the video so it would have a little bit better lighting. But I'm cutting them all to the size of the first one, so I know it's below the inch head space, keeping one out for measuring, and then I'm just gonna cut all the other ones up. I'm keeping the last ends because they're not as big as the rest of them for the canning stuff, but I'm gonna keep those and put those into a Ziploc bag I have in the freezer so I can use that for not cutting with the right angle here, for vegetable soup and things like that. And I really like the tops anyways, so it And I like all of the asparagus, to tell you the truth, but it's just one of those things that I'm having. I think these are the farm that didn't snap their ends very well. Some of them that are in here. Oops, I just took my measuring stick. All right, there we go. And so that way I have all of this in there. Woo, almost dropped it. So yeah, I'm excited to get some of this for winter use, and because vegetables and fruit are the hardest things for me to get during that time. So all right, I'm gonna pause you and continue working on this. I also have, excuse me, I have hiccups. I also have to blow my nose. So I am going to let you go. I'll bring you back in a little while when I have a few more jars done and to show you the progress, and then we'll move on to the next part of this. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, I have 4 jars done so far. Not a whole lot done very fast. But then I started thinking, while I'm sitting here, why don't we just chit-chat for a bit? So I plan on putting some of these away for winter. Obviously the ones that I'm canning are for the winter. And I also thought about putting some brats away. Did you guys ever realize that brats and brats are the same word? It's so weird. But anyways, my meals that I'm getting right now from Homestyle Direct are, I can choose whatever I want, but I started thinking, like, if I get the Homestyle meals, and I'm eating them, I'm not wasting them, just so you know. I'm not like that. But I kind of got sick and tired of the meals, so I decided to start ordering just the cheeseburgers and the cheeseburger and brats. And so I decided, seeing that I really like canned brats from when I used to get them at Quick Trip for the summer. There we go. When they had their sales on, and they haven't gotten the sales yet, but so I don't know if they're gonna have it this year or not. But I thought I can get those meals, and then I can just can the brats that I get from there. Why is this separating down the side? There we go. It crushed. See? So anyways, it's just a weird thing that's happening right now with this asparagus. Like I said, some of it's from a farmer that I don't usually get stuff from. But anyway, I thought, why not can those brats? I mean, they're already cooked, but they still are kind of like looking and feeling like they're not fully cooked. So I thought, why not can them this year? And I won't waste it. And I've realized that one of the ladies that I will gift some food and things with has now started expecting things. So when she sees my box being delivered, she's like, if you don't want anything, let me know, I'll take it. And I'm like, I don't necessarily like it when somebody like expects you to give something to them just because you have in the past. I think it should be a free will gift. You know, if I choose to give that to her, that's a different story than to just expect me to offer her the food. And I've noticed that and I don't mind if she does it to, you know, once in a while, like, hey, you know, whatever. But I found that she's been doing it to like a lot of other people that live in the building too, whenever they get something. And she's like, well, if you don't want anything, let me know. I mean, yeah, it's great that, you know, it's not going to be wasted and that other people know that they can give it to her, but she kind of is expecting people to do so. And I don't really like that. I mean, I don't know. I just wasn't brought up that way. Like, you don't expect something. If you get something from somebody, it's a gift and it's a blessing. And, you know, not that she's not grateful. I'm sure she's very grateful. But she still kind of expects things from people that have given to her in the past. And I don't know. I guess, what are your guys' view on it? I mean, in the comments below, kind of let me know what you think. Hey, another one down. So we got 5 going. And I don't know. That was never something that was in our family. I mean, we were grateful if we received something, but we didn't expect something. You know, that's kind of what makes it a blessing. You know, is that, you know, it's a surprise. You're not expecting. You're not asking for it. You know, and I'll tell you, she's not hard up, so it's not like, you know. There we go. It's not like she needs it to survive or anything. Because if that's the case, then heck yeah, I would be helping her out all the time. Because that's just kind of the person that I am, and that's what I try to do. I know I'm not looking up at the camera very much, but I am trying to get stuff put away, and I'm actually starting to see the end of the bag, which I am so glad. But I do have a little bit more in the refrigerator, and I've kind of had my fill of fresh asparagus. I don't know how that can happen, but I guess after eating asparagus for weeks, your body goes, okay, we've had enough for a little while. So that's why I was like, hey, I want some for this winter, so my system and the asparagus are in sync, because I still want to eat some fresh, but I also want to make sure that I have some for this winter. And I think 12 jars, if I can get 12 jars, I might not, but I thought maybe 12 jars would probably be enough for, sorry, I have pieces going elsewhere. Some of them are a little loose, but I'm going to stick them in the canner anyways, because they're all going to get soft anyways in the canner. I have noticed that I like my home canned asparagus more than I liked the store-bought canned, even with all the problems with Amazon delivering my asparagus jars. They seem to be really mushy in the cans, and I noticed that my asparagus wasn't as mushy when I did the few cans that I did have. Please excuse me, I still got hiccups. They're not going away for some reason. I don't usually get hiccups very often. But anyways, I didn't really have anything to officially, like, really say for sure, but I kind of was like just bored sitting here myself doing this, so I figured, you know, if I can chit chat with you maybe a little bit, and not sure about what, because we can't chit chat back and forth until I send this video out, and then we can talk in the comments. But anyway, yeah, I would love to tell you about the situation that's going on in the building, but I can't do that because at least one person watches my videos in here, in this building. But I'll tell you, it has something, I can't really tell you, but I will tell you it has something to do with management, a lady in the building, and the management is trying to say that they didn't do it. But I probably shouldn't be telling you any of that at all, because now you're going to wonder, and I can't tell you. Sorry. Probably shouldn't have said anything. Anyway. Oop, I need another jar. Yeah, this building is not any good. Not at all. It's not safe. It's not... There's theft going on, and it's just not cool. Can't find the break-off point in this one, but it seems, I don't know. That one might be iffy when I, oops, it's my measuring stick. That piece might be a little iffy when it comes to pulling out the asparagus later. And the fan doesn't help with this freaking produce bag. Put that on the floor for now. So yeah, I don't know. I would really love to tell you what's going on, because it's not this. All I can say is this building is not cool. It's not a good place to be. And I'm stuck in here for a few years, actually, before I have enough money to get myself out of here. I am putting all of my YouTube income, which is maybe one check a year, if that. Sometimes it's 2 years before I can actually cash out, or I don't cash out. Amazon, not Amazon. What am I talking about? Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, before Google will send me an AdSense check. But I am putting everything that comes in from YouTube, whether it be PayPal, my Coffee link, any of those links, and my AdSense and stuff like that. There's so much liquid on my table here. I gotta clean it off a bit. But yeah, anything that comes in through YouTube, any kind of way, is going into my moving fund to help me hopefully move faster out of here. So things that needed to be fixed when I first moved in have not been fixed. And I know some people are like, hey, you can call blah 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 about that. Not in this town. They're known to easily be paid off. So I'm just trying to save up my income through YouTube, because that's the only income that I can really save up with, and save it for moving fund, so I can hopefully get out of here. I did talk to a friend at the building that I want to move into, and I asked her if she could do it all over again, moving. Would she still continue to move there? I mean, like, because I need to know how that would be. And she said, yeah, she would definitely move back there again. She's still there, but like I said, in the future, if you ever had to move out and then had to move back somewhere, would you move there? She said, yeah. So I'm gonna pause you guys and then pick up more asparagus, because I don't have a full jar, and I have made 7 jars right now, and I'm hoping to fill up the rest of them. So I'll pause you. I'm gonna get a little sip of my drink, my orange juice, and I'm gonna, well, it's not orange juice, it's the Orange Delight stuff. But anyway, whatever, right? I'm gonna go get some more asparagus, and I'll be right back. Alright, just a minute. Okay, I got the other ones. These are the store-bought ones that were from Pick and Save. These were the 2 best out of the ones that they had. They had like a bunch more, but the tops were all like dry, or I don't know. They looked really weird. I hate when the bags are wet. Any of you guys have a thing like that too, where you don't like that stuff? I hate when bags are wet. I don't. These are really good rubber bands, by the way. Oh. Anyway, so see the tops of these? They kind of look a little dry. They're in a machine that sprays them every so many hours. And the guy says with water, because I asked. And he's like, no, our store uses water. And I'm like, okay. But they mist them every so many hours, and I don't know. It's not what I prefer with these things. And these have not been previously snapped, so there. They say if you do that, like take this, and usually in the store, if the guy wasn't right there, I would have done this in the store, because a lot of the foreigners do that because they won't pay for something they're not going to use. So they even dehusk the corn and stuff before they buy it. But yeah, these ends are like, I don't know, they're, I don't like the fact that they don't cut the ends off, but then again, I'm also using them for this. Oh, forgot where I put the other half jar. I didn't want it to fall, and for some reason I put it over on my pillow instead of putting it in the case. I'm so weird sometimes. Anyway, yeah. Anyways, I was talking about the building, but I'm gonna stop talking about the building because it is what it is. But yeah, I just wanted to let you all know that, because some people know about it, some people don't. Not everybody knows the whole situation that's going on around here, but like my last apartment building, nobody on that side of the camera knows the whole situation. Sorry. My allergies are going crazy. We're still having problems with the Canadian smoke from the wildfires around here. So the app says, and I could probably say yes, it does, because I'm not breathing very well. But then again, my apartment still smells like cigarette smoke, thanks to one of my neighbors. Alright, that one's full. So I figured whatever I don't fit into the other jars, the rest of the 5 jars, I will put the brats in anyways. But I think I'm going to cut some up before I get the jar up here, because I'm running out of room. There we go. And I have quite a paper plate stack of the break-off parts. And I did sanitize all the jars, just in case there's anybody that watches that is a canner or likes to can. Yeah. And I have all the lids waiting. I'll be putting those in hot water because it seems like that works best, even though you don't have to do. Wow, that's like half of it. It's STEMmy, whatever. I'm gonna save this one for later. Where am I gonna put you? I don't know. We'll put you over here. All right. Just because it doesn't fit, and I don't want to waste good ones for stock. I want to use the STEMmy ends for that, and I have a good. Hey, get in the jar. I have a bunch of that to go into a Ziploc bag. But I'm excited that I'm going to have some asparagus this winter. It is something that I had a few winters back. I had, I think 3 or 4 jars. I don't remember. Anyways, I ended up eating them all. And then I was wishing I had more. And then last summer, I couldn't find asparagus to save my life at the farmer's market or anywhere. So, and I didn't see any sales on them, but I don't know. Maybe they probably were around. I just didn't see them. But I was also waiting for a sale on mushrooms, because your girl loves mushrooms. And I wanted to can some up as well. Try my hand at that anyways. That would be something new for me to can. So I was excited, but they didn't have any on sale anyways. Or at least when I looked, I couldn't find any on sale. So yeah, I was hoping. They used to have them on sale for 99 cents, and especially at Aldi's. I do have a really hard time getting over to Aldi's because the traffic likes to push me kind of off the road, because there's no sidewalk there. But I did try to get over there a couple of years ago, and that happened both times I tried to get over there, so I stopped trying to get over there because one time it ripped off my wheel on my power chair, and I had to go to the car lot and ask them if they would help me get my wheel back on my power chair. So anyway, they did. They helped me, and I was very grateful to them. And it was a car dealer ship, and so I said, well, tires are tires. They're just smaller or bigger, or whatever. Is there any way that you could help me get this tire back on? And they did. They were really nice guys. They helped me get my groceries off the back of it and off my back of my power chair, and also tipped it over so they could get the tire back on. So that was really cool. I was very, very grateful to them for it. But because they didn't have to either. I mean, it was a car dealership, and alright, well, whatever. So they didn't have to do it, but they did, and I was very grateful because I had called the company that I'm supposed to call if something happens to my power chair, and they never got back to me that day. So I literally would have been trying to get that back here from across town, which is like 45 minutes walking. And if I'm trying to push my power chair, which that power chair, I don't know if this one probably would have the same issue. I had to tilt it back to be able to push it forward, because of the wheels on it and stuff. So it was something that was quite difficult for me to do anyways, and I was very... We'll have to have Elvis clean that up. Anyway. Hey, you can tell my squirrel is running on my hamster wheel and then suddenly stops because I forget what I'm saying. Anyway, they helped me out, and I was very grateful to them for it, because I was able to get back home. And to tell you the truth, the company that I'm supposed to call if something happens to my power chair never ever called me back. So if I was waiting for them, I'd have been stranded. So not cool. They don't have very good customer service. Seems like a lot of things in our town doesn't come out well. Doesn't turn out well. But it is what it is, and I can't change much of it. So I just try to do the best I can, be the best version of me that I can be, and do as much as I possibly can myself. Because after all, it's pretty much me. I'm getting quite a pile of pieces. I'm going to be able to make asparagus broth. Is there such a thing as asparagus broth? And what would you use it for? I probably would make vegetable broth, but I don't have any other vegetables right now. And I don't use onions because my tummy can't handle them anymore. They have decided not to like me anymore, so getting pretty good, pretty full. Although I don't know if I'm going to have enough. I don't think I have any more asparagus in there. I don't know if I do or not. I've been kind of tossing vegetables and work my way through them as I get them. So, oh, that's another thing. I have to clean out my refrigerator, keep that cleared out, because it doesn't like to stay on. It will turn itself off whenever it wants to. I mean, like completely off. And it trips the trigger on this outlet that's next to it. And it's not even supposed to be on that circuit. But it is. And it keeps turning itself off. So I have to keep going over there every now and then and checking to make sure my refrigerator's still on. Just because otherwise I'll lose whatever I have in the fridge and freezer. And I don't like that idea. I have been trying to keep it empty. But that doesn't always work because, you need food. So, oh, there, I can get that one in there. I wasn't sure I could. All right, another jar down. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, and I got a partial. So, all right, I'm going to pause you again because I need to go check the refrigerator to see if I have any more. If I have any more asparagus to just get the last 3 jars done. So, hopefully I do, but if not, I will bring some brats back. I'll bring some of my meals back, and then we'll shove them in there. So, all right, I'm going to pause you just a bit. Hang on. Okay, I brought this much back here, and then I have a little stash here. So maybe we can get another jar. And then I brought some Johnsonville original breakfast sausages that I've done before in canning, and they are really good. And they're already cooked, ready to go out of my refrigerator or freezer. So these are in the refrigerator, and I am hoping that I can get all of this in a jar. I'm trying to cut off the ends because these are the ones that she had a few days before she saw me, and the ends are a little bit dry. So we're gonna cut those off. I do see that I'm going to have Elvis run a little bit around here because these little, what are they called? Those little leaves or whatever are on the floor, a bunch of them. So I'm going to have him run around and clean them up. I probably should have used a cutting board as well, but, whatever. It is what it is. And I can't do anything about it. Well, I could have. I could have. So, this one's going to have a lot of stems on one side. Roll them around, stick them down. Alright, they should all be the same size. Rotate you around a bit. There we go. Nice level playing field. Let's see. I think we have to cut just a little bit off of each end. Alright. Where's my measuring? There we go. Ha, found it. Alright, so put that there. I got too much on this little TV tray. I don't know if you know this, but I don't have a table. I don't have a dining room table. Mainly because I don't have anybody over ever. But also because the kitchen is so tiny. It's just another place that I don't have to put anywhere. There's not enough space in this tiny apartment. Whatever. Again, nothing much I can do about it until I can get to a place that isn't as tiny. But I mean, it's a roof over my head, and I'm very thankful for that because y'all know I can't be outside, especially during the. Well, I can be outside during the summer, but not during the winter. I'd be doing this. I'd be beating to my own drummer. So, yeah. I don't know if you also know this, but I've been interested in doing the nomad life, like van life or whatever. That would be cool to do, too. I think I need a personal reset just to get it, because of being in these stupid apartment buildings where, you can do this, but you can't do that, blah, blah, blah. All these rules and regulations. And it's not so bad rules. I don't mind rules. Rules are fine. It's stupid rules. Like, this building is like, you can't sit in the lobbies. You can't, They don't want us to open up the windows, but yet they don't have air conditioning either. So the hallways and the common areas are like freaking hotter than Hades in there. And if you want to sit somewhere or talk to somebody that's sitting in there, roast to death while you're talking to that person. And I'm just like, no, I can't overheat like that. And so, but they don't, it's just stupid rules. And then, you know, the maintenance guy will tell you, oh, it's against your lease to do that. It's not against our lease. It's against what you don't want us to do. But there's no actual thing saying that we can't do it. I don't know. Probably again shouldn't be telling you this. But I don't know. Whoa! Almost my jar almost fell off the table. I don't know. This whole building drives me crazy. I don't like being here. And I need to stop complaining about it right now, because it's better than not having a place at all. And there's some people that I know in town that does not have a place to go. So, but I don't know. It was moved from one crappy place to another, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. But like I said too, I'm also grateful that I have a roof over my head and I have electricity that I don't have to worry about like the other place. Y'all don't know what happened over there. It was a wonderful place when Sarah and Craig were managing, but as we got other managers that really didn't care, they just wanted to put bodies in the apartments, and it became quite a drug place, and chemicals were coming through the vents. I got to the point towards the last several months of being there that I couldn't even eat it. I couldn't keep anything down. Not even nutritional drinks, which I picked up at the time because I wasn't able to eat food or keep food down anyways. And it would just all sit and ferment in my stomach and cause me to get sick. Even my worker was like, from week to week, she's like, you don't look good. You look worse than you did last week. And I'm like, there's nothing I can do right now, so it was just one of those things that it was causing me to really get sick. They actually thought, my doctor and counselor actually thought that somebody was cooking the drug that starts with an M. Probably can't say it on the channel here, so I won't, because I don't want to get in YouTube jail. But yeah, they were. Well, I guess the last 6 pieces I'm gonna eat because they're not gonna fill up a jar anyway. So there's there's a few pieces that are a little above the 1-inch headspace, but I'm sure it'll be fine. So can we stick the measuring one in there? Yes, we can. Squish you in there. All right. So the next ones, I am gonna clean up this mess real quick for a second. Get all the little pieces. Ooh, hopefully I'm not bumping the camera, but I'm not actually looking either. Clean off the knife. It's a knife. That's not a knife. Yeah. I love that show, or the movie. Oh, Crocodile Dundee. So anyways, alright, I'm going to put, alright, I'm going to put these on top of this pile here. And drop those on the floor, I guess. So I can have some places to maneuver around. Alright, so I'm going to put these in jars, because I've done that before, and it's really good. And they're ready to go. I don't have to worry about them being in their freezer or the refrigerator and stop working. And then I just put them in the same way. I just lay them down and keep turning. I keep turning the bottle on these, or jar, until I get them all laid down. These are so weird. They have what looks like a paper casing to them, but it's completely edible once it's cooked, so I don't understand what it is they make it out of. Probably don't want to know either. It's better when these are round. These seem to be semi-flat on both sides, so hopefully I can get this whole package in here. And then it will make me several meals, obviously, but at least then they're all done. And in the case of a power outage, which this building used to have a lot of, we still have a lot of brownouts, just in case you're not aware of what that is, because some people have asked me, what does that mean? Hey, I'll be able to fill it all in here. Look at that. Check it out. Cool. So the lights will go down, but not completely out, and it's just seems to like kind of go out a little bit, and then your apartment and stuff kind of goes darker, but your lights don't go completely out. So that's just what it does around here. But we used to have power outages all the time, and I know they haven't changed anything around here at all, so everything is older than freaking Moses around here. And I know that's a little bit exaggeration for the YouTube warriors out there. She's exaggerating, but yeah, whatever. So yeah, I'm trying to keep stuff between the problems with my refrigerator just going out. And yeah, I told them that when I first moved in. I've told them that during both inspections last year. They still didn't do it. I'll be telling them again this year during the inspection at the end of this month. But it doesn't seem to go anywhere. But at least I'm telling them, and hopefully eventually they'll do something about it, but who knows. But in the meantime, I just try to keep as little into there as possible so that I don't have to. I don't know why I can't fit all of these in here this time. That's weird. Let's see if I can move it down. Should have brought a chopstick. Oh, one isn't in the right place. There it goes. Alright. And squish you down in there too. Alright, we'll make you fit. Alright, both those packages are done, and I'm done with all 12 jars. So, alright, now it's on to pressure canning. And so I'm going to have to say, I'll talk to you later. The next part, you will see them either going into the canner or coming out of the canner. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, but me babbling is probably over. Oh, my jaw. It popped. So anyways, I don't know where I was or if I finished what I was saying, but alright everybody, I gotta get this in the canner so I can get it done before the night's over. We'll see you in a bit. Alright, I'm gonna pause you. Back in a bit.